Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Paul Fernandez, Fire Life baby. Here we go. Let's dig straight into scripture. So we see through Christmas, man, baby Jesus has came to earth, fully God, fully man. This baby grew up in wisdom and in stature, grew up in the things of God, was baptized by his cousin John, went into the wilderness, came out on top, fought the flesh, fasted for 40 days, 40 nights, came back in power and wisdom, healing the sick and just speaking with great authority. And then he calls out his disciples. He's walking along the Sea of Galilee, and he calls out to Peter and a few other people at in this boat, and they're catching fish. Well, they didn't catch anything all night, and Jesus is cast your net on the other side of the boat. And finally, after thinking about how he hasn't caught anything all day, all night, he does it anyway, and he catches this loads of fish. And he's just in awe that this man just spoke and said, hey, a miracle is going to happen, and it happened. And Jesus said this, it was awesome. It says, do not be afraid. From now on, you will be catching men. Verse 11, let's check this out. And when they had brought their boats to the land, they left everything to follow him, Jesus. So we see clearly in Scripture that they left everything to follow this man named Jesus. Now a lot of people get this twisted, like, oh, they could have left everything because it wasn't a big deal back then. No. Just as important as your career is right now, whatever that degree that you are working towards right now, whatever that schooling that you're doing right now, whatever it may be, it was just as serious back then as it is now. And we look at the scripture, and the scripture in verse 11 says, they left everything and followed him. The question is, we like to rationalize things here in America. We try not to be too extreme or radical. But I would have to say that this scripture clearly shows us that they left everything to follow Jesus. Are you willing to leave everything behind to follow this man that we call Jesus? As Christians, it should be immediate yes, but we should evaluate our lives and see, are we willing to lay down everything in our lives to follow this one man named Jesus Christ? Too many times we add Jesus as an add-on in our lives, and we want to do this, but we add Jesus onto it and we justify our deeds and our actions. But I would encourage you guys to look into Scripture and see, really, this man named Jesus, as we look through the Gospels, this man named Jesus has called us to leave everything behind and to follow him. Evaluate your life. Are you really following this man named Jesus?